Receiving content. I really got to look and see when this actually starts going. Alright, you are live. Alright, real quick, for those just joining or for those who rewound it to the very beginning, the first 20 minutes is going to be my first impression review of the episode. And then after 20 minutes, maybe not all the 20 minutes because I only have a handful of notes. It depends on how much stuff there is to talk about. But for the beginning, it's my first impression about The Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 3. And then after I give my first impressions, for those who don't want to stay for the entire video, you can go and we'll get into viewer questions. And then tomorrow I will try to pick out 2 or 3 highlights. If there are any big discussion highlights, I will pull them out and upload them in a separate video, so that way if you don't have an hour to kill and watch, you don't have to worry or stress about it. So let me slide the mic closer and look at my notes. First off, let me get this out of the way. I like the episode tonight. I can almost feel the entire fan base going, "What are you talking about, Ronnie? The episode sucked." Yeah, there were some points that I didn't like. I still got to ask you guys what the hell Madison did with the napkin under the table. I thought she was slipping him a note, but then I was thinking, wait a minute. She got the napkin. I'm lost. I'm totally lost. So there was a really good vibe. The first thing I want to talk about is the directing in this episode. I tried looking it up on IMDb, but it didn't say who the director was. But I just was, oh my God, I was so in love with the mood, the lighting, the directing, the camera angle, the way the control of the camera, the way they didn't even go into the steady cam too much until they started drinking and partying, and they had that up close kind of uncomfortable with the new girl and the Jeffrey the zombie head. They started doing the shaky cam, but it was under control. I thought it was great. I thought the directing was far, far, far superior than the first episode. I looked up the guy who did the first episode, and it said that he did Batman and Robin back in the day, which is a legendary movie for how horrible it is. But I don't know. If I can give a word of advice to whoever did episode 1, just no. With a million edits and up close, the blur, just all the shit you did in episode 1, no. Look at this episode. For the camera work alone, I think they hit a home run there. The funeral, to kick it off, I really like the 2 brothers showing their differences. You know, you have Jake, which seems like a dude who is a good person, got his head on his shoulders. He doesn't want to rush into things. He doesn't want to torment people. He's here to build a community. And then you have Troy, who they're kind of building him up to be like a serial killer, which I really hope they don't go in that direction. Doomsday Kingdom fans, you'll quickly realize once you start reading the comic that that's something I hope they stay away from until we get there. But anyway, I like that they show the differences between the 2 brothers. And the eye, though, with Troy, what? She stuck that spoon in his eye, right? Like, he has a cut here and I think like something up here. What? The spoon went in his friggin' eyeball. Am I wrong? Like, am I just seeing shit? I don't know how he's still using that eye. Remember in episode 1 I said, if you took out my eye, I'm not saving you, I'm not helping you, I'm not protecting you, I'm gonna let you die. I guess she didn't take out his eye, so I can take that back, but in the same strength, it sure looked like she was trying to, and she definitely succeeded in maybe not taking the eye out, but making damn sure that eye don't work the same. But apparently not. Okay, so we get to the Bible study and Jeff, and I love this scene because they set it up to where it's like, bitch, don't go down there. Why would you go down there? I was telling her, get your knife ready. This is some crazy shit's gonna pop off, and now Alicia's got to show how she is she's not a basic bitch no more. She's not someone to be trifled with. But she gets down there, and they switch it up. And I even rolled my eyes, too, when they said Bible study. I'm like, oh, my God, please don't go in this direction. And then they get down there, and they pop out the bong. They bring out some whiskey or vodka, whiskey, weed, and whatever. And then they bring out Jeffrey, the zombie head. I love that scene. I like that a lot. Going into different directions. That moment, it kind of felt like this is in the world of The Walking Dead. This is what we know and love. But it just felt like it was refreshing, something different. And this is some criticism I had for the first 2 episodes. But that scene, it was nothing insane, mind-blowing, nothing crazy, nothing different. But it just had that fresh enough feel to it for me to enjoy it. Now, Dante, the guy in the suit still seems ridiculous in the post-apocalypse. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I know there's people saying, oh, he wants to wear the suit to be, well, no, I gotta silence you, phone. Yeah, so Suit is crazy, but I do like the interaction between Dante and Strand, and the water source idea. How Strand was saying, you don't peddle your product right next to where you store your product. That's like me. I have a house full of cocaine and crack, and I'm going to sell it out my front door. Anybody could come and rob me. Easy as shit. But if you sell it off-site, if you meet them at the mall or the restaurant, or if you meet them down the block at the strip where they all sell crack, you could go and rob that. You might just get my stash, whatever I have on me. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to protect and stuff like that. So I like that interaction between Dante and Strand. And I do like the fact that this guy seems to be like a badass, but a good guy, kind of, sort of. I seen one comment that said he grew his eye back. Oh my God, I got to stay away from the comments. That's funny as shit. I'll be reading the comments the whole time. But Danny Salazar ends up giving him the water. Now this is interesting because I didn't really feel like Danny Salazar was actually going to come back in season 3, even though they did confirm it, and I was still kind of like, maybe it's later on. But next week, I'm a big fan of the actor. First off, he was in The Super when I was real little, Joe Pesci, and Joe Pesci was a slumlord who got sentenced to stay in his building, and he was one of the tenants, the Danny Salazar, the actor, and he was hilarious. Joe Pesci came out the building dressed like a dumbass, and the Danny Salazar guy, I'm losing his name, and I know his name, but he goes, yeah, your outfit screams, come stick me with a sharp object of your preference and take that hideaway wallet. Me and my brother used to make fun of that scene all the time, but I am excited for next episode. That looked like it's going to be awesome, and it's a lot has to deal with Danny and how he got out. Now, yes, I do think him losing his mind, going and blowing up the place, I think that's all stupid as shit still. Sure, that criticism's never going to go away, because now we got to get a Danny Salazar who's fine, you know what I mean? Unless you're going to still make him kind of sort of crazy, but then again, is that going to just dilute the storytelling? Is that going to be filler and get in the way? You know what I mean? Anyway, so I do like what's going on there, and I really like when they threw the guy over and he landed on top of the mountain of zombies. It looked like it was a really hard hit. When they showed it the second time, when he was getting eaten, it looked like there was some bad CGI, but the first time it looked like they had a real actor who they threw down a decent distance, not good enough to hurt him, but it looked like when he landed, it had some realism to the injury. It was a good sell. I bought it. But I just love that idea where he hits and then the walkers eat him. That is some sick and twisted shit I like. Now, Nick knows that Troy is luring him out to kill him. That's what they made it seem like that. And then Nick takes his journal and runs away, giddy like a little bitch, and then Troy tackles him. I like that scene for the subtlety and how ambiguous it was at that point. But the moment Troy says, okay, now we can be friends, it came to a screeching halt. It was like, okay, screenwriter, you were doing something. You were on point with it being ambiguous and interesting, and you still got me wondering, and I want to see where this is going to go. I think I know where it's going to go. They had a weird bonding moment, but then you throw that line in there, and it's like, what? Get the spoon out of my mouth, you son of a bitch. Stop spoon feeding me the screenplay. Anyway, we got Madison Clark raising her hand at the end. That part I did like. I don't believe it that we won't have any. You don't have any other females who are ready to put in work. I don't kind of buy that. You know what I mean? But seeing as they kind of make this. Oh, did I not correct the title? Son of a bitch. I messed up on the title. How did that happen? Fuck. Anyway, I corrected. I'm done. I'll come back to the review. I'll worry about that later. I thought I put the right title up, but I guess I didn't. So she volunteers to go out on this thing, and she goes to sit by Troy. I don't like how she doesn't go to sit by her family. We should be bonding the family together, not splintering them, not putting wedges between them for any friggin' reason. That's what made season 2 so damn frustrating. All the forced separation of the family members. But then she pulls out a napkin. Maybe it's me, because it just was so weird. It looked like such a dumb scene. She pulls out the napkin and like lays it on his leg. Now I was thinking there was some kind of message there, but then I was like, I don't know what the hell's going on. So that's it as far as my notes. But as a full review for the episode, my criticism is still there. Fear the Walking Dead, for me, is still okay. It's not great. It's not amazing. Not fantastic. As far as, as far as going down towards being absolutely terrible, I can't say that, because I enjoy the smaller scenes, even though this episode, you can say it was a boring episode. Sure, fine. I don't mind getting to know the ranch, getting to know this atmosphere, getting to know these characters, environment, not atmosphere, this environment, getting to know these characters, because I kind of feel like Troy, we all know where he's going to go, but Jake, that's an interesting character. He can become a main character down the line, not a main that's going to, prop up the show like a Daryl Dixon main. He could be a main character like a Sasha main, where you really think that character is going and going and going, and then they die, and it's like, oh shit, I see him being a main where, get used to him in season 3, and then maybe season 4, he's holding some solid scenes, and he's into some, interesting storyline. And then after that, maybe season 5, we get his death. That's the kind of vibe I get from that character. So as far as me saying I don't like this episode as a whole, I can't say that. I did enjoy it. My expectations, though, going in with season 3, I finally said, this is it. You know what I mean? I'm done. No longer am I going in with the expectations that I'm really going to enjoy the hell out of this show. I go into it being like, I'm going to get, some of the story that I like, the character developments, that's okay, but nothing's going to be mind-blowing. So with that said, I did actually enjoy season 3. Episode 3. Now keep in mind, there's still not enough that keeps me glued to the screen when other shows are on that I just love, like Leftovers, even the old shows like Lost, The Shield, the original Walking Dead, Preacher even, Outcast. I don't look at anything. Once it's on, but with Fear the Walking Dead episode 3, I found myself, checking a message or two or doing this. I was fiddling around. It lost me as far as being gripped to it, If we didn't do these after discussions, which I enjoy these more, I have more fun doing this than I do watching the episode. If it wasn't for this, I would honestly probably would have skipped it tonight, let my daughter have the TV, put her to bed, and I would have watched it maybe tomorrow, maybe in a day or two, but I enjoy these so damn much. I was really curious to see what the fan base had to say about this episode. So we're going to finish the first impression review. We only got 11 minutes on the clock for my first impressions. There's not a lot to dive in deep, I feel, because they're setting this up. I might be missing some things, so if there was any dialogue I missed, I was talking to my daughter a couple times. I went and got her something from the kitchen and stuff, so I might have missed a thing here and there. So if I did miss something, let me know, but I think this is pretty much it for the notes I have. So those who are not interested in the live chat, you can leave now. I'm done with the first impression review. I thought the episode was just an okay. Give it around 5 out of 10, just the middle. I think that's a meh. Let's say 6 out of 10. But we're going to go into the live chat to see what you guys have to say about this episode. So Q&A, first thing in your comment if you have something that's a question directly for the chat. Other than that, I'm going to skim through and see what you guys have to say. Filmmaker Wannabe says, I think Troy has the potential of being a phenomenal character study. I believe he has a personality disorder. That is absolutely possible. That is absolutely probably where they're going to go. I love saying that. I always get that one guy who will comment and go, you said probably most definitely. That doesn't make any sense. And it's like, I'm just trolling. Anyway, that's most likely where they're going to go because his brother, and this I didn't like, this is similar to the We Can Be Friends Now line. His brother said, when they find out, you know, what you are, when they find out who you are, something like, I think he said when they find out what you are. I think that's crossing a line as far as being spoon-feeding the audience. They should have had a subtle conversation between the brothers and leave that bullshit out of there. That's where it gets into spoon-feeding. So yes, with his dialogue alone, I think there's clear evidence that he has some type of personality disorder. Where if you watch a lot of documentaries on psychopaths and serial killers, a lot of times in their the court, where they go to trial, my brain's shot. A lot of time in their court proceedings, they'll say they have a personality disorder. So I do agree. I don't want them to make him one of those cliche start out as a bad guy, become a good guy characters, but if they keep him more towards the villain, but maybe he does kind of become friendly to some degree with Madison and even Nick now, but still bring it to a point where he's still a villain at the end of the day. So it will make it a gray area, and I think I love those characters the most. You know what I mean? Like, instead of making him a governor straight up, and it's like, okay, yeah, Madison, kill him, make him a Shane. You know what I'm saying? Where and no, I'm not talking about love interests, but make him a Shane where if he goes in that direction just a little bit more to where he's doing something where you need to pull him back, then yeah, we need to put him down. But as long as he doesn't go in that direction and take it too far, you know, he's our friend. He's one of us. He's a survivor. That's what I'd like to see with Troy. Some kind of character development like that. Brandon Cruz. A little off topic, but is that Negan backstory teaser bullshit or real? If you don't know, look it up. Yeah, guys, that is all fake. Listen, when you see stuff like that, just look up the actor and look up his roles. If we're talking about the same one, that is a TV show or a movie, I forget which one. He did like 7 years ago. I think it's something like 7 years ago. You can even tell the actor is definitely younger. If we're talking about the same one, it's kind of like a sepia, you know what I mean? Not black and white, but kind of orange and white. Yeah, no, that's something from a different movie / TV show. I forget which one. Let's see what you guys are saying now. Who died in this episode? Nobody. Yo, Hayes, I believe she volunteered publicly for the run, and she sat with Trevor to appear as full-fledged member of the team. I think she will kill these men. How? I don't know. You think she's going to kill the men going out on the run? That would be kind of ridiculous, don't you think? Yeah, I think that's utterly ridiculous. If they do that, that's horrible writing. Because she needs these people. She knows there's a threat out there. They just sent out a group to go do recon on the people who shot down the helicopter, and that group never returned. If Madison, who's with this camp, went out on another run and killed all the muscle, then she's going back, making her own camp weaker. And that's where her family lives. If they take it in that direction, I'm just going to have to strongly call bullshit on that for them even thinking that. As far as volunteering publicly, yes, she definitely did that. I agree with all that. As far as sitting down with, you say Trevor, but I think you mean Troy. That I get it. I don't know what she did with the napkin, though. That's my question. Like, she set the napkin on his leg. You know what I mean? For a minute there, I thought she was going to feed him. She's like, okay, in case any food drops. wear the Jason mask during the review. I haven't watched Fear the Walking Dead since season 1. Here I am just because I love y'all fuckers. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Going to watch E3. E3, isn't that Monday? Daniel is back, yay. Do you remember when Morgan said he saw people wearing dead people's faces in clear? Do you think this is the Whispers? Morgan already been familiar with? No, this is 100% not the Whispers. I blame this on people maybe posting videos. I don't know where people get this, but it's not. If you go back, I know Morgan says people wearing dead people's faces or whatever. If you go back and you watch the full video, the full dialogue, every single word that Morgan says, and then even on top of that, if you still don't believe me, you need to put it in context. See what he says. If you still don't believe me, just go back and watch the deleted scenes, or I think it's the commentary. It's one of them. They explain that it has nothing to do with the Whispers. They don't come out and say it doesn't have anything to do with the Whispers. They explain what he's saying. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you right now, I will go back and maybe do a video to clear it up. I think people they just say it's the Whispers just to get more clicks, most likely, in the Walking Dead community, but it's not. It's absolutely not the Whispers. Oh my god, just finish it and knew it. Oh my god, I'm hating Fear the Walking Dead so much. Ruben Blades, that's it! Holy shit. I've been watching him since I was, like, 11. And I don't know how I forgot his name. Where is Ophelia? Is what every Walking Dead fan is thinking. You know what? I wasn't thinking that. I totally forgot. She's definitely with that group. But where is she? Where is she? Because she's with them. We saw her in the preview, in the whole season preview, and she's with the same group that looks like they're with the group that shot the ranch. You know what I mean? And keep in mind, the Otto guy, the leader of the ranch, he's the one who found Ophelia. So, I don't know. Maybe she's out on a run. That could be it. Love you, Ronnie, but the show fucking blows. I've given it enough of a chance, but Season 3, The Walking Dead was booming. This is cringeworthy. However, I think I'm officially done with Fear. Excuse me. Can't wait for Preacher. It's no offense to me. I didn't make Fear the Walking Dead. I live in the UK and don't have a clue what happened and what's going on. Need to watch legally on 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Oh, okay, you didn't watch it. Haven't watched Fear the Walking Dead since Season 1. Has the actress who plays the mom improved at all? No, it's the same as Season 1. If you don't like her performance in Season 1, you're not going to like it throughout. Look what I found. Lethal Weapon 1, 2, 3, 4 at Target. It was like $8 or something. Oh man, I'm gonna dive into that. Just looking at these covers makes me nostalgic. I grew up watching those. One of my favorite movies. Loved it. I don't know why I've talked about that. It was right there. When Troy and Nick were giggling like little Cesar Romero jokers, it made me cringe hardcore. Yeah. It's that moment, like, that's where it kind of blurred the lines, where we had a moment I thought it was going to go in that direction, a certain direction, and then all of a sudden he just shot the ground, which I thought was kind of, just kind of sissy as far as the writing. It was like, oh, you did all this and you're just going to have him not kill him? Okay. He was just talking about how he could have killed him and he should have killed him, but he let him live, and now I'm thinking like, oh, why are we even having this scene? And then they tackle each other, and I was like, okay, there's some weird shit going on. It's ambiguous, but let's see where it goes. It can have some potential, but I do agree. Some of the laughing just fell out of nowhere. In the spoon feeding comment, I think that was the worst part for me. I didn't find it as cringy. I just thought there was more potential for it to go in a different direction, so we'd have to see what comes after it. Other than the Travis thing, I'm definitely enjoying this season way more than Season 2. I am. I'll tell you that right now. I did not enjoy Season 2 in a whole, you know what I mean? Everyone's saying the reason Scott Gimple is taking control of Season 4 is so he will make them to be the Whispers and fear the Walking Dead before the Whispers are introduced in Season 9. No, guys, you know what? I actually took a highlight of me talking about Gimple. I'm going to post that. I got a bunch of highlights from the lives. I got to sit down and post them all. But Scott Gimple is coming on as an executive producer, okay? They are bringing on two other showrunners. You know, I think they're like a team or some shit like that. They might even be brothers. I don't know. Those two showrunners are going to run the show, you know? That's what a showrunner does. That's the point. I do believe Scott Gimple is going to give some input. Say, I think this was a great idea. I don't know if you should go in that direction. Other ideas like that. But I do not believe Scott Gimple is going to be hands-on. I believe they're only using his name to keep the fan base from The Walking Dead here long enough to join and watch season 4. Maybe even people who left. They'll advertise it heavily when season 4 comes back. Those fans will come back to see what's going on, and if they play their cards right with the new showrunners and a new direction for the show, new writing, they don't even need to change, you know, locations and all that. Just make the writing better, improve the writing overall and the storytelling. But I do not believe Scott Gimple is going to be, at this time, that hands-on. I don't believe that at all. And no, I do not believe the Fear the Walking Dead group is going to be Whispers. They are fighting tooth and nail to keep Fear the Walking Dead on TV. You know, and they're nowhere near being close enough to transitioning into the Whispers. One, there's not enough time. You need the rest of season 3, which they're not even close to going in that direction. You need season 4, and then you need season 5. But we'll be in season 9 already, so they just can't. I mean, it's just impossible. Let's not forget, you don't have a beta, okay? If you just get a new character to be beta, or maybe we don't have a beta, then it's like, well, why? We could have had a beta if they just did a new group on The Walking Dead. What about Alicia and Madison? Do you think Madison is going to allow her daughter to be abused like that? You know what I mean? Is that we're going to get rid of Nick? Maybe Nick is beta, but is she going to allow her? And then if you say, well, maybe they don't rape in the TV show, we can take that part out of the Whispers. Now you are, you know, you're turning the Whispers into something different. Now you're saying, let's bring Negan onto the TV show, but don't give him a real bat. Let's give him a hammer. You know what I mean? Once you start changing them too much, you changed them too much. So I do not agree with every fiber of my being that the Fear the Walking Dead group is the Whispers, and if that is what they're doing, that is, in my opinion, again, it's the worst decision they could have ever possibly made. Make them villains if you want, just don't make them the Whispers. I feel like Fear is an experiment to see what will work for future shows for The Walking Dead. No, it's definitely not an experiment. Yo, Hayes, dude with the suit, it hasn't been that long since the world ended, and some people can't and haven't given up on who they were. That's fine. I accepted that when people said the same thing with the trailer. I just still find it ridiculous. Mr. Otto is kind of an asshole. Here's the thing, too. It's not like, I'm not saying it's ridiculous for him to, you know, wear the suit at all. I mean, it's just, it feels like a little too, he could have loosened up a little, and just that little bit, it would have seemed a little more believable. But then again, if you got a guy with a suit, you know, in that area around those people, maybe that is his whole thing. You know what I mean? The suit is kind of like Ezekiel's, you know, kingdom. In that aspect, sure, that's a really drastic difference, but that could be just like it if you really break it down. So that's fine. If you like it, if you guys think it's straight, that's fine. I think it's kind of silly. Not silly for the show, again, silly for the character. She's playing mind games, treating Troy like his mother. Brandon Crew. But what is with the napkin? The napkin wasn't on his lap to catch food. She didn't tuck it into his thing to catch food. She put it awkwardly on the side of his thigh, like his hip. It was laying on his leg. That's not doing anything like a mother. Any mother who puts a napkin on like the side of their leg is drunk or on drugs. And that's ridiculous. Brandon Cruz, a little off topic, but is, oh yeah. Good character building episode in my opinion. I liked it. Seeing Daniel was great. I like seeing Daniel. That was awesome. Let's go down. Jake is hands down my favorite new character they introduced in a while. I like Jake. I think the actor too has some good charisma. Mr. Otto wants Madison to be his Gemma. Yep. I like how one of their outposts was Outpost Alpha. Yeah, we get name drops like Alpha, and we that is a thing though. If you're, you know what I'm saying? If you're going by certain slang, that's definitely one they're going to use time and time again. We heard the one guy is Dante, and this is what it gets frustrating. I really wish, and this is a small thing, but for people making Fear the Walking Dead, like an episode named Shiva, that's dumb. Why do that? A character named Dante, give him another damn name. And I think it's only crazy because once you know there's a character named Dante, you wouldn't believe how many messages I got saying it's Dante from the Walking Dead comic. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not. There's more than one person with the name Dante. But I just think anything that touches base with the real show should be taken out. Make it your own thing. Anyway, hey Ronnie, have you seen the film Super 8? Crack my back. If not, you should definitely check it out. Is that with the kids and the monster jumps out of the train or something? You're doing well with these live chats. Thank you very much, Tammy. We got OG Boogie. OGI Boogie. Did I say that right? With the super chat. Huge thank you for the support, my man. So mad about Travis. Really like this episode. What do you think of the lack of zombies? Do you think it will be Ophelia's people that shot down the heli? Well, Ophelia would, like I said, Ophelia got found by the ranch people. She's with the ranch people. It just would not make any sense for her to be found by the ranch people, leave their group in such quick time, and link up with a different group and join them for some kind of mission to fight against the ranch people. Unless she got to the ranch people, they tortured her. Maybe Troy tortured her. That might be some good setup because we know how Troy is. Maybe Troy's the one who does some shit, and then she gets with another group and they vow to take revenge on the ranch people. It just seems a little... a bit much, you know what I mean? But Ophelia should be with them. She was found by them. And as far as the lack of zombies, yeah and no. I really wish we get more zombies in The Walking Dead as a whole, and this goes for both shows. And we're not talking about the cameo zombie where we have the characters doing this and, oh, look at that, a zombie's here, you shoot him and that's it. Or you have a zombie jump scare. I'm not talking about that. It's The Walking Dead. Let's fight some friggin' zombies already. And enough with the bullshit. Thank you very much again for the super chat. I really appreciate the support. The support from the Map family is the only thing keeping this channel going. Anyway. Still waiting for the episode. Is Andrea dead in the comic? Andrea is dead in both the comic and the show. She's doing both mothering and flirting. Great combo. I'm still not buying it. I still feel like there's something specific that I'm missing that's not just like either mothering or flirting. There's something I might have missed. They said on The Talking Dead it was to hide his erection. Yeah. You serious? The girl wearing the glasses, no. Did that person just pay $5 for a comment? Yes and no. It's the YouTube has the super chat, and yes, you do pay for the comment, but the idea is you're supporting the channel. You know what I mean? So could they? For those who don't know, they had a tip jar in the YouTube, arena. They never advertised it. Only a few people used it. I think once in a while I would get somebody to be like, oh, here's a tip, da-da-da-da. But it was rarely ever used. Huge thank you to everyone who used it in the past, though. But they took the tip jar away, and they brought this in. So please don't get mad at the creators. We don't have any control over how they open up fan support. That is the only way on YouTube, unless you go off-site with Patreon and everything. So... which one day I hope we can do it on Map website instead, because everyone takes a chunk. You know what I mean? I think that's one of the main reasons why I don't like Patreon. You know what I mean? As a whole, as a business, because they're like, oh, we want you guys to succeed, and it's like, don't stop with these emails. You just want our money. You want your cut. Leave me alone. You know. Anyway, you share the same name with the actor, and oh, never mind. How about Fear the Walking Dead miniseries? Where's that tie-in? I don't know, bro. Look at the tie-in from the first one, the Flight 462. I dropped it again. Look at that one. It was the one girl meets him for like 2 episodes. Left the show after last season. So far, I won't be back. Not worth it. Killing Travis was the last straw. What the fuck was that? Put that over there in case it blows up my fucking face. Alright, I feel like this episode was awesome. Madison is playing every angle like I liked her more in this episode than anything since season 1. She put the napkin on dude's lap because he didn't have a real mother. No, it's called Super Chats. Donation. And we got another Super Chat from Jessica Lynn. Love these live chats. Thank you very much. Really glad you love them. It's better than hating them. Yeah. What do we got? I just asked you this question on a most recent video, but you didn't answer my question clearly enough. Would you be interested in making a video about your tats? I said yes. How is that not How is that not clear enough? I said yeah. I said yeah, sure. That's coming. I get that question a lot, I believe is what I said. But yes, we will do the tats. I was supposed to do the tat question a while ago, but I wanted to get another tat, and I'm not going to get it, so I'm going to tell you now. It was a fishing hook with a J forming a name, and then the fishing line was going to be the rest of Juliet's name, and then the end of it where her Hayes was going to be branded in a sinker. So it's hook, line, and sinker in Juliet Hayes. But I'm not getting that tat right now. I need to save and just keep control of as much funds as possible. That's not how I meant to say it. Budgeting the best I can, because the ad-apocalypse was a crushing blow. But I will be doing that tat video, definitely. Hey Ronnie, you should review your policy on joke questions, otherwise I'm useless here, bro. That girl wearing glasses, amens to that. I don't know what you mean. Joke question. Jokes are fine. I mean, if you're gonna flood the chat with dumb shit, you got to understand it from our perspective. We're here to talk. You openly said you don't care about Fear the Walking Dead, so if you're just going to post constantly like, you know, I pull out my butt hairs because I like the pain or some crazy shit like that, you know, after a while, a couple here and there, no one cares. That's fine. But if it's constant, you're just going to get people saying, okay, bro, you know what I mean? Because people, if you don't care about it, that's fine. But there's other people here that want to talk about this show. But as far as joking around, goofing off, have fun. Just don't flood it, because that's when you start looking like the person who just wants to cause something. You know what I mean? I don't really do YouTube Live. I use Twitch more, so this is new. Is anybody? Twitch is for live streaming too, or just the video games and stuff? I always thought it was just for video games. Do you think that Fear crew could turn out to be the radio people? No, I do not. Fear characters do not exist in the world of The Walking Dead. 100% that is officially confirmed. They do not exist in the comic universe. How the hell did Ophelia get separated from the group again? I think she's just on a run with people, maybe a recon mission. Just think about it. If Ophelia came there, somehow she was ready to go right back out on a recon mission. Then the new group got here with Madison. They sent out another patrol, a different patrol, to go look for the people who shot down the helicopter. And then they came back and said they didn't return yet. Ophelia's group is probably still out there doing whatever they're doing that they left doing before the other group left. You know what I mean? What do we got? What Walking Dead character, either Fear or original, would you see yourself as being most like? I have no idea. I can't pick anyone. I just can't. You know, I say Rick, but only, like, we're not alike. I say that only doing what you have to do to protect your family. I mean, that's it. Like, if someone has a stupid idea, I'm probably going to cut your throat in your sleep before I ever let, like, my family, die. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go. But I'm not like him. I'm not a cop. I don't even like authority. I'm not really that good of a guy outside of friends, family, people I like. So I don't know. I'm not Shane either. I don't get head over heels for a woman and get obsessive. I'm not Carol. I'm not abused housewife. I'm not Nick, like a little bitch, junkie. I don't know. None of them. Maybe a little bits and pieces from some of them, but there's not one that I relate to a lot that is a lot like me. You know what I mean? What do we got? You killed my super chat. You playing feels it's all coming full circle. Wait, Nick realized he fucked up leaving his sister. His sister has turned into a beast. Madison is a master. Keep your enemies close. Yeah, I agree with you. I do agree with you that as far as the sister, I do agree with that. I like that aspect of it too. No, isn't Nick supposed to have a heroin addiction? Did they just forget that or no? See, the problem with Hollywood creators, a big problem with Hollywood is they go like this. They take words and then they put it on a character and they think that is character development. Like Nick is a junkie. Oh, how refreshing is this? We have a zombie apocalypse and now we got a junkie. But they don't do anything at all. In my opinion, they don't do enough, not even close to enough, to show that he's a junkie. We got a couple scenes with some pills. He acts like a little crybaby. That's not a junkie. You ever see a junkie? You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm whining in the back seat. You know what I'm saying? They're fidgety. Some of them are sweating. Some of them feel like they're going to die or go crazy. It's like they'll rip the face off their own family member. They're irritable. It's intense. And that's nothing at all like what Nick went through. And like I said, it's so weak, the development there. The use of the development. You have this characteristic, the junkie aspect, but they don't do anything with it. You know what I mean? They show him using the drugs, but they don't show him kicking. And he's not going to, don't feed me that shit that, he kicked and it was like, that was rough, for a couple nights. No, plus the psychological effect from going through rehab from drugs, that's going to kill his motivation. It's going to crush a lot. You know what I mean? Just no. Anyway, will we ever get bad weather in The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead? I hope we do. I really hope we do. Get snow. I want snow. That's so big. That's a really ridiculously big bottle of iced tea. Ronnie, I think the Fear the Walking Dead characters will be the next big villain in the comic series. What are you thinking? No, I don't think that at all. The Fear the Walking Dead characters do not exist in the comic universe. Kirkman has already said that if he was to come out and do that, he would most likely say, okay, or he would have to say, they didn't exist, but now they do exist. But no, the characters they simply don't exist in that universe. Keep in mind, Fear the Walking Dead, this is how it works, right? I made my comic. If I bring on another writer, you know what? Let me go simplify this. Fear the Walking Dead is now 100% owned by, as far as the rights, by AMC. As ironic as it would be, if Robert Kirkman wanted to use those characters in his comic, he would need to get the rights from AMC. Money. They would have to split money for the rights. And I say ironic because AMC came to him for the rights for The Walking Dead originally. Now AMC, since they're in control of the TV universe, they made Fear the Walking Dead. So if Kirkman needed those characters or wanted them, he needs to buy the rights back or essentially split the profits. It doesn't make any sense. He could make new characters and he doesn't split profits with anybody. Fear the Walking Dead is not popular enough in the comic universe to make that a rational or a good business decision. It's just not popular enough, because if it was wildly popular, you will get those fans to read the comic, but it's just not there. We see that with the ratings. He's getting his high from the zombie apocalypse, and I heard that the actress Alex got pregnant, so she had to leave. What is up with actors getting pregnant and having to leave? Jeez. There's so many people. There's so many talented people trying to get in the industry, and you see people going to school, getting pregnant, doing family stuff. What is with these people? And then they leave, and it's like there's so many other people who are putting in work trying to become actors. Man, put your bullshit life on hold. Act, and then when you're done with acting, go have a life. Somebody said something that I don't. Magic Me. I strongly disagree with that. He's getting his high from the zombie apocalypse. That's if he was, if he was clean already, and then he is using his. They call it a what is it? You're not addictive. You're addictive personality. Okay, fine, he's using his addictive personality and he's putting it towards the zombie apocalypse instead of getting high. Our main complaint, they never saw him withdrawing, you know what I mean? And again, it's a towel on the head, a seizure. That shit doesn't count. The withdrawal is a while. It's not that quick. Yeah, Nick would be searching for cars, looking for his next fix. Yeah, he's Juliet Zombie the Dead. Juliet as a Zombie the Dead.
I made that. That's me as a zombie.
Alright, it's 20 minutes. I didn't even tell you. Get in bed. Go. Yeah, Nick would be searching for cars. So glad they killed Travis off. Did Madison talk with a weird southern accent at the beginning of the episode? Oh, jeez. I forgot. The frickin'... It gets me every time. The screen has a delay. Never answered these stupid Fear the Walking Dead whisper questions again. You've done it enough, just saying. Yeah, the questions we talk about, though, even with The Walking Dead, we get the same nonstop questions all the time. I think it's just maybe sometimes new people come in and they'll ask something that we've already been through 100 times. It's going to happen, you know. Where we got?
Can I have the rest of the watermelon? There's only like 2 slices left.
Yes, but you got to stop. It's late. Alright, fine. Finish it up, and then I need you to clean up after that and get to bed. And you still haven't put your pajamas on yet. Kiddo, we're going to have problems. Alright, go eat that so I can finish. I only got 10 minutes left. Will Fear the Walking Dead try to make Madison a better strategist than Rick Grimes? I don't know if they're going to go like that. You know what I mean? I'm assuming Dante lived there before the apocalypse. Yeah, so am I. Ronnie, I think if Fear doesn't work out, we should wait until The Walking Dead ends. Wait about 5 years and write a new series, brand new stories, and a main character that's ruthless. That's going to happen no matter what. No matter what, The Walking Dead will keep reinventing itself. It's a moneymaker, and it's always going to be a moneymaker. Sword of the evening. When Nick walked with the walkers into Mexico, he started hearing the walkers whisper. Yes, and I think that is a problem with some of the writing in Fear the Walking Dead. They are leaning too much on shit like that. I understand. He's in there and he's dehydrated and messed up and he hears them whispering. That scene should have never, ever, ever made it into the show. I think that scene was a blatant ripoff of an origin for the Whisperers in some way, shape, or form. I think it's creatively, I find it disgusting that made it into the show. That just like... the trade-off, the hostage negotiation. And we ended up, I don't know if this had anything to do with it, but if you watch The Walking Dead, the Negan trade-off with Sasha, it was remixed. And I wonder if they remixed it because Fear the Walking Dead fucked it up. And that could be a possibility. Like Kirkman said, or Gimple said, well, we can't do this. They already did it, so let's remix it a little bit. I think there's a strong possibility for that. But I don't know. But yeah, I don't think they should have did that whisper scene. But I do agree. I think it was a cheap way to make it seem like it so the fan base talks about it more. I think it's just a cheap trick. Coyote, do you think Nick will get his own group, become Fear's Rick? I guess you could say, laugh it loud, I'm behind a little on Fear the Walking Dead. No, I don't think anyone's going to be Rick. I don't think anyone's going to strategize by Rick. I don't think it's like that. The idea of having a new character and a new group is to not be just like the old group. So I don't. We woke up with Rick. Rick is the lead for a reason. We're going to get leads, but this this group is different. I don't think it's going to be similar to that. We might want to lean on a lead, but I don't know. I don't think it matches up. Bottom line, I don't like it when we do that. Is this guy Rick? Is this guy the Daryl? I don't know. I don't know. Simple answer, no. Angela, I want to see some serious story building this season, really turn it around and build more characters. I agree. Ronnie, what are your thoughts on Jesus in the Walking Dead game? I haven't played it yet. If you weren't the Illuminati, would you tell us? Oh, if you were, probably not. Put your bullshit life on hold, laugh out loud. Yep. Quote me on that. Zombie, how cute. Oh, yeah, she put a zombie. Yeah, BY. Fear the Walking Dead zombies are way scarier. Yeah, if Nick was played like a real junkie, that would make the show more intense. Oh, it would. It would. It'd be intense as hell. Imagine the scenes you can write off of that. You have someone who died shooting up or something, and he's scavenging for drugs. And this is something you can constantly use. You need conflict. You need time to run out to create tension, or these are cheap tricks to create tension that everyone uses constantly. You have this guy who's always needs to get high, always needs to find a supply. That is a constant tool to create tension throughout the story, and it dives deep into his character and to the just his backstory and how messed up he was in the past. We won't get into that now, but you get a really quick pull it from your ass idea. Someone who overdosed and died, needle in her arm, it's a walker now. Will he take that needle and use it? Will he sanitize it? And don't sit there and go, oh no, then it'll be a zombie. He ate off the dog. You know what I mean? So, no. And I'm not saying he uses the needle from the walker. I'm saying he takes the needle and he's contemplating sanitizing it or whatever. So that adds tension. You have this walker who now he's robbing him. But since you have the walker there, there's drugs there. If he died, maybe he didn't shoot it all. And maybe there is a bag here too. And you have more walkers in there. He needs to lure the walkers out to get around to get the walker, but then you're saying, okay, fine, it's character development, but it's also filler because we know he's a junkie. We don't need to see him find junk all the time. But then when he goes around the back to get the junk, he runs into the group, or he runs into something he hears that leads him to the group that shot down the helicopter. So you use him being a junkie as character development constantly throughout the series, make it realistic too, and you can incorporate that into the story. And don't use this example. This is as generic and right from the top of my head as I could give you an example of how they could use that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't sit down right now and write that as a scene. I would sit down and write something different, but it would have that same kind of vibe to it. Spin. Where Ronnie, master manipulator. Do you believe Mr. Dante is season 3's villainous version of Victor Strand, a form of this is what Victor could have turned into kind of character? No, I didn't see him as a villain. I didn't see him as a villain. Pretty much, he was throwing people off. He was throwing villains off at a thing. He was throwing bad guys off. He looks at Victor Strand as being a bad guy. He was going to kill him. There's a lot of potential for Dante to be a good character, to be a part of the good guys. Sure, there's a lot there where you can say he's going to be a villain, and he might be, absolutely. But I think there's also enough there to debate that and say he might turn into one of the good guys. When Rick's people put zombie guts on, they were grossed out. When Nick and gang did it, it was like war. It was like war paint. Yeah, I had problems with that too. She looks like she's about to murder someone. I'm rolling with your crew, Ronnie. We can run the apocalypse. Laugh out loud. Hell yeah. Heck with the Fear the Walking Dead. I want the Walking Dead. What are you telling? This is a super chat of yours. Hey Ronnie, I like the smashed Glenn head pick in the background. Yeah, that's a nice one. You talking about that one? I like that. I think that's dramatic. That's got a little too much glare. I didn't want to put a picture there, but in the picture, it's a painting of this actual statue. So I was like, it has to go next to it, but too much glare. I'll work on it. I'll tweak it a little. A trick for the glare, if you take a little anything at all that's a certain thickness, like a shim, and you put it like a washer even, but get a sticky one. You put it on one side, it'll give the glass a slant, like a tilt to it, and it'll take the reflection away. Just a secret tip for anyone filming against glass. But you got to set it up and do it and play around with it. Anyway, the suit bothered the fuck out of me. Yeah, it wasn't that bad, but it was like, well, what? I just think they don't really care about Fear the Walking Dead. They just made it for more money. That is possible. I mean, it's possible. I mean, listen, let's look at it. I love Robert Kirkman. You know what I mean? Everything he's done, even with Skybound, when I was younger, I used to dream about doing exactly what he did, creating this company. He didn't come from Hollywood royalty. This is a dude who made a zombie comic. It blew up, and he created a media company. Now they can make movies. They can make this, they can make that, they can make movies, they can make video games. This is stuff that, you know, I think this is fantastic. I think this is awesome. This opens doors, potentially, if they allow it, to bring in new creators, fresh talent, fresh creative talent into the Hollywood pool, and then give us some new entertainment. Like, as far as selling screenplays, you could probably write a bomb-ass screenplay. If you have any way to get it in front of someone in Skybound who handles that, they might get that. They might option that. They might turn that into a movie. You know, Hollywood is definitely a lot harder to break into as far as that aspect. But when you look at this, like, okay, Fear the Walking Dead and yada yada yada, they didn't go into the downfall of society as much as we thought they were going to go into. So why did he really make this if it wasn't another source of revenue? You know what I mean? Sure, you could say, because as far as what I know, he's not writing the stories. We're talking about the whole season. He might write this story, he might do this, he might touch on base on this, but from what we hear in interviews, it's pretty much, okay, I signed off on the creation of this, but the team has it now. They're doing it. And the same thing with David Erickson. We see he was the showrunner, putting in a lot of work, but now he's on the outs. It just wasn't a good fit for what the audience wanted, for whatever reasons. You can say whatever you want on that, give your own opinion. So was this just strictly a business decision, or was this a decision that sprung from some type of passion for telling a specific story? I don't see the roots of that. I don't see where the specific story is. Is it this family? I've never seen it in interviews where it was like, okay, this one specific thing is what I wanted. This is why we started this. So you're right. This might be a business decision. It might be a business decision for his company Skybound to have a piece of the pie, because I do believe Skybound has some sort of, they get a credit at the end, so there's some kind of tie in there. Maybe that credit's nothing and they get a credit for The Walking Dead. I don't know. I might have missed it, but this is just an added business decision. That's possible, but I don't know. It's difficult to figure out. The Whisperers being an apocalyptic brand. The Whisperers being an apocalyptic brand. Whisperers worldwide patch in Like the Biker Gang. Do you think The Walking Dead will get a third series or a second comic? A third series. No, not now. If they're going to do one, it should be later when Fear the Walking Dead is over. And a second comic? No way in hell. I say that knowing one day for business they might do one anyway, but I truly feel there shouldn't be any reason to do a second comic. Kirkman has always said that he'll never do a second comic. They might run another story and do a one-off, maybe do a mini-series like they did with Brian Vaughan with Alien, telling the story of Jeff Grimes, Rick's brother. They could do that, but I just don't see a reason to do a second comic. Don Sims, how long do you think it will be till Nick goes to Bible study? Laugh out loud. That's a good question. In his case, he might, you have this junkie, you might want to put him in there to develop the character and the story a little bit, get behind the drug use and the reasons for it. I mean, shit, I don't know. It gets frustrating because you get people from certain backgrounds that maybe they do get into drugs for this reason or that reason. Real reasons, maybe people have shitty lives, or maybe it's neglect, or maybe it's this, or maybe it's that. They just felt out of place and never felt like they fit in. It could be a million different reasons. Once you become an addict, it's like the reasons don't even matter anymore. You're just chasing the high. So Nick could be that. We might not even develop his reasons for why he first became a junkie, but now he's just fighting off this part of him that he hates. You know what I mean? He constantly needs to chase that high. I don't know. I just think they gave up on it too easy. Matt Marion. What up, Matt Crew? Just finished tonight's episode. Before I read anybody else's thoughts, I thought this episode took us in a great direction, showed us a lot of good character development. The Jeff Head was the magic 8-ball of the apocalypse. Laugh out loud. Ask him anything. Yeah, he kind of was. Who else saw that he was live streaming and was like, hell yeah, I did. I saw it. Someone got timed out. Ronnie, have you ever read Walking Dead The Governor novels? Yes, I did. I stopped. I have some of them. They're down there on the bottom shelf. I stopped after part 1, I think. I'm on part 2 of The Fall of the Governor. Too much description. I can't. It's like a whole page of why the grass is wet and how it feels when you walk on it. I'm just like, get to the fucking point, you know? I put it down. I might have been irritable, though, when I was reading it at that point in my life, but it just felt like the description was so in-depth for the smallest of stuff like grass or what the fresh morning air smells like. But that's books, that's novels, though. A lot of that annoys me, though. I don't like that in novels where they take 2 pages. Every time they introduce a character in a novel, they'll take up 5 pages talking about something the kid did when he was 5, and it doesn't even matter to the story. It's just character development, and it's like, you wasted my time. Where are the ninja vampires? I don't know. Which character is more interesting, Walking Dead Negan or the Joker? I don't know. I don't think that Robert Kirkman was the one who came up with Fear the Walking Dead. If he was the one, it would be totally different. Bunny, you are wrong. Robert Kirkman 100% did. He was discussing it with David Erickson. I don't know if one brought it up first before the other, and I'm rusty on the interview, but the first interview I saw about them was that they talked about doing it and went to AMC. So Robert Kirkman was 100% there. He came up with the idea. That is why he is a creator, and it's not just like, oh, he's a creator of the comic, so let's give him credit. No, he created it with David Erickson, so he was definitely there. So if you don't like the story, you gotta, you give him the love, you gotta give him the hate. That's just how it goes. Don't make excuses. Madison wouldn't live long afterwards because Carol would be coming. Oh. Haha, true. What can I say? She's shit. Who is your favorite character in Breaking Bad? Are you still going to make a Breaking Bad video? Yeah, I still have that Breaking Bad video. It's in depth, though, so I got to go back and do some research. So it takes a bit because I have this theory and I got to spell it out. And I got to go back and double check some of the crime that they did, you know what I mean? And show you guys what I mean. So I kind of got to weave this thread of ideas through. So yeah, it's going to be a bit, but I'll get it out one day. As far as my favorite character, Walter White. No? Heisenberg, maybe. Heisenberg. He's charging starving people for water. He's a villain. He just can't trust other villains in his circle. Now we have Mr. Mexican Badass to kill everyone. Every one of them mofos single-handedly and get strand out. Well, now you have a contradicting leniency. You know what I mean? We were talking about Troy possibly becoming a good guy. Are you telling me that someone who was the guy was crying that his family wouldn't know what happened to him, and they killed him for nothing? He was not injured. He was fine. Troy is murdering people, by a shit ton of people, and he's selling, water to starving people. I think that's a crime that's not nowhere near as bad as someone who just murdered a ton of people for science. So if we as fans are going to say, ooh, he might come around and, and turn into one of those, he's bad at first, but then he's a good guy. Somebody selling water, there's definitely potential for him to turn around into a character that's a good guy. Herschel was a giant dick in the beginning, and then he turned around to be a real good guy, So I would say, yes, I do think there's a really good chance he's going to be a villain. Juliet, honey, it's bedtime. I don't know what you're banging on, but you got to stop. It's gotta stop, bro. I don't know what direction they're gonna take. He could be a villain, absolutely. I'm like 70%, yeah, he's definitely a villain, but there's still potential there. He might turn it around. Have you noticed how Alicia looks a bit like Magna from the comic? So, no, I haven't. Maybe her hair, yeah, but face, I think Magna definitely looks a lot older. Maybe a good 10 years older, 10, 15. Especially when Magna visits Negan in the cell in those 2 panel scenes, she looks exactly like Alicia. I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, you got that. She does, especially the hair. Absolutely. Ronnie, did you see that parody of The Walking Dead called The Walking Deceased? I don't think so. Oh, wait a minute. The Walking Deceased? Yes, I did. Probably one of the worst. I reviewed it. Go watch the review. It is so bad. It's embarrassing. Some of the actors messaged me about that. One person was like, I won't put anyone on blast because a couple were private messages, but they were pretty much like, I just did it to do it. And I even said in the video, listen, if they asked me to be in the movie, as dumb as it was, I would do it too. You know, just to be in a movie, to be on a film set, you know what I mean? Even an independent one, even if it's somebody just filming, I think that would be so cool. But it's for comedy, though, it is bad. It's so poorly done. It's just not funny. Adam Ford, I heard the episode 2 is going to be all in Spanish with subtitles. What do you think about that? Not a fan of that. I don't mind subtitles. I highly recommend Train to Busan, you know, for everybody, and it's all in subtitles. The problem is that's a South Korean movie, so when you say, oh, there's subtitles, okay, I don't speak that language. But when you got this, it's made for the U.S. audience. Let's not beat around the bush on it. Why am I reading a whole episode? You know? But it is what it is. It's probably not going to piss me off all that much. Be annoyed for one episode and then be done with it. It's no big deal. I am unclear about something. Did Troy and his guys kill all of Luciana's people? How can they let that go? Listen, no, he didn't kill them. And I argued he should have, because it would have made it emotional. It would have been crazy. Imagine watching them. But now we know why they didn't have the story go in that direction, because they're staying with Troy and his group. But I still think it should have been Troy killing the Colonia people, because it would have made it more, it would have done more character development. But they make these decisions where it's like, well, we need them to go back and live with Troy, so let's not have him da-da-da-da. But imagine imagine the complexity, the conflict there. Nick needs to become friendly with Troy, to learn him, to know him, to be safe, to kind of win him over, whatever they're doing now, because they need to live in this community. You can't just kill Troy. His family would never accept that. They'd kill you, or they'd kick you out. Imagine if he had to become friends with him, even knowing, you know what I mean? Knowing he murdered the Colonia people. I think it adds real conflict and, a lot there, especially later on if they save each other's life or something. And now he kind of feels like obligated to be on Troy's side, even though it was all like fake at first. And now it's like, oh man, you're in a world of shit where on one end, when you first met, he was a villain. You killed your people. But then after a while, you live in this world together and you're saving each other's lives and you feel like you owe him. You know what I mean? You can't shoot him in the back now. So I think there's a lot more potential doing conflict with the characters in that way than just saying, her people ran away. Because listen, in the end, yes, even though they did not take the people to the cellar and shoot them and have them turn, the Colonia people, they gunned them down and made them leave, or they killed them all. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They should have put the people in there because they got killed anyway by Troy and his group. Thank God they're bringing Ruben Blades back. There might be hope for the show yet. Strand has his charm. He's a lover, not a fighter. In episode 4. Oh, okay, we already did that. I missed another question about your daughter. Boom, bring back the violence and the gore. Wait. Oh, we gotta burn through these questions. Oh, we already read those. How did we get there? Give me 1 second. All right, do you think it was a mistake for Madison to open up to Jeremiah about Nick? Will it come back to Honor? I don't think it was a mistake. Anything could come back to Honor. I don't know if Outcast is doing too well, and he tried. Maybe it was the network he put her on. I'm not going to pay for Cinemax just for that, but Kirkman is awesome. Outcast was awesome, not catching. I don't know what you mean. But Outcast is good. I don't know why they're not releasing it yet. Where is that? Life is boring when you're sober, that's all. Ronnie, have you seen the new pictures of 3-0's Negan? Looks fucking amazing. Yes, and it looks awesome. Oh, man. They showed Daniel. Imagine, Negan would go right here. I have a whole year to save up for that. That's not even coming out this year. So I'm good. Negan's going to go somewhere right here. He might even go on that shelf right there, all proud and shit. Maybe I'll move it around by the time he comes out. Yeah, Daniel's alive. He's not seeing things. Daniel's definitely alive. Ronnie, the novel's description of the governor getting Michonne's revenge is epic. So savage. Yeah, I read that part. It's savage. Savage. He skipped my question. Did I get timed out? If so, why? No. Listen, no, we're not going to read every single question. So if your question gets skipped, this thing glitches. You know, if I scroll down a little, it drops me all the way down to the fresh ones. So please, if you're going to do a sentence like, Ronnie, you skipped my thing, or this or that, at the end of it, please, please, please repost your question, because I would have read your question I skipped. And, I don't know. I would have just reread it. It would have been a lot better. Oblivious Slinky. Do you think it'd be cool if we had the Walking Dead story where we followed an evil character from the start, like a serial killer or a mass murderer? We doing Doomsday Kingdom, so stay tuned. Mark Grant, loving for The Walking Dead. And it's not Tristan, by the way. It's somebody else, but... Filmmaker Wannabes. Which Otto family member is your favorite thus far? Otto, just because I loved him from Sons of Anarchy. But I'd probably have to pick Jake because he's obviously the one that's best for our group. So that's why I pick him. Madison will put Troy in his place. I meant she would have died. Typo. Oh. Ronnie, did you see the... Okay, there we go. Now we're at where I thought we were. Did your daughter put on her pajamas? We were taking up your time. No, she's probably not going to. She's been in this... School's not here, so I'm going to do what I want, stay up late, not put my pajamas on, not brush my teeth. So we got to crack the whip, but I'm kind of being lenient. It's the first couple days of, her being out of school, so we can break the rules a little bit. Paul Hartman. Will Ninja Vampires... Oh, how much time we got? Alright, we're going to do a 10 minutes. Let's try to... We're at the hour mark. Let's try to burn through some of these. Ronnie, will you do a Season 3 review video of Better Call Saul? Maybe. I don't know when I'm going to watch all of Season 3. I'm not watching it live. I don't like Saul's story, but I really do enjoy what's going on with Mike and all the other characters. Mike, Gus, and Pancho. No, what's his name? You guys know what I mean. Troy is a hybrid of Shane and the governor. Do not eat for Juliet any... What is that? Only no one else's? Oh my god. Oh, there's juice. Oh my god. Get that out of here. Take it away. Take it away. Alright. Get Daddy a napkin. She wrote a note on it. It's watermelon. It's do not eat. It's Juliet's and no one else's. What are your thoughts and theories of The Walking Dead and Breaking Bad being in the same universe? No. Bunny. Listen, Bunny. Stop with the ridiculousness. You're asking these questions that we've already cleared a year ago. And no, The Walking Dead and Breaking Bad are not in the same universe. There's just Easter eggs. That's it. It's just like, thank you very much, honey. It's just like in The Walking Dead, you see a Boondock Saints poster. It doesn't mean the Boondock Saints was in the same universe. It's just an Easter egg, If you could swap out Travis' unexpected death for the death of any other main character from Fear, who would you choose and how would you have it happen? I can't answer a question off the top of my head that's going to be this, important to the show. Just right off the top of my head. Sometimes I can make it work, but there's no way I can do it. Right now, I'll tell you that nothing's coming to my mind. Somebody that's main, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't, But, yeah, you know what? I can't answer it the way you want me to answer it because I would not switch it for another main cast. There's no one in the main cast I would have had died. I would have built up the cast members. The death didn't do anything right now. It did not do shit. It didn't do shit for the fans. It didn't do shit for the story. The death is pointless. The death of Travis. In the long run, I don't think it did much. Like Glenn and Abraham, man, that reverberated throughout the friggin' story. Travis, it's like, oh, that's sad. And that's not a slight on Travis. The character didn't have enough. The character and the fan connection, there just wasn't enough there. So yeah, I wouldn't do any death. That's how I would handle it. I wouldn't do one. Troy is Fear the Walking Dead's governor. All he needs is the eye patch. Well, he almost had it. Doomsday Buckets for sale. How are we taking up his time? It's his stream. Yeah, she was joking. But do you think it was a mistake for Madison to open up to Jeremiah? Will he come back to haunt her? Wait a minute, did we cover these? One episode in and Dante is a better character than the entire hotel staff put together from season 2. Agreed. If you get timed out, how long is it for? Oh, I don't know, maybe like 10, 20 minutes. I love Spanish women and their language is beautiful. What we stated ago. Hell, hourly, what up, fam? I think she was approaching it from the angle that we have something in common, just a strategic move on her part. I think she weighs every word, yada, yada, yada. Alright, so Nacho, that's his name. This question is for everyone regarding Doomsday Kingdom. Do you prefer the day or night variant? Oh, that's a good question. I appreciate the time with us, Ronnie. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Yo. I like to see the Walking Dead story based out of New York. That would be awesome, but it would never happen just because it would be too much. It would be too much as far as the budget. Get a freaking bed, girl. Alicia's hair is not all perfect this year. Wait, there's an E3 Bethesda conference. I'm just gonna catch up on the highlights, but I didn't know it was playing tonight. Ronnie, do you really think the show could run for 20 seasons? I really like The Walking Dead, the show in the comics, but something's letting it just run and run and run to no end. Sight harms it more than anything else. This is something I will stand strong against. We all sit here, or too many people, in my opinion, say that, you know, TV shows normally run 7 seasons, so we shouldn't go more than 7 seasons. And it's like, not all TV shows are the same, not even close. A show like, Bloodlines, for example, or a show like this or a show like that, they're so very different. You could take a show and, yeah, it would seem stretched out beyond belief because of what the content is, you know? Breaking Bad had to end one way or the other. It had to end. It was a ticking clock, you know what I mean? With the world of The Walking Dead, you're just watching people survive in a zombie apocalypse, you know what I mean? So if the actors will act, you know, if good writers will tell good story, and if the fans are still there to watch, it can absolutely go 20 seasons and be great. Just because it goes, 20 seasons doesn't mean, it's just it's just going on and on now, so it's no longer any good. You know what I'm saying? Season 7 of The Walking Dead, Season 8 of The Walking Dead could be one of the best seasons ever. You know what I mean? Season 9 could be, 10, 11, 12. I just don't think the actors will stick around for 20 seasons. I don't think that at all. I think AMC is absolutely making plans to continue with The Walking Dead without the core cast. Before you say that'll never happen, we are talking in 7 years from now. We are talking in a point in time where they might be able to transition out of the old cast and into a new cast of characters. They might end Rick's story, but still keep the world of The Walking Dead going on and on. And I know before you say, no, Rick is the story, I am talking about the fact that they might run out his story enough for us to accept it, Okay, the actor needs to move on. We've given you this much story. We've given you 12 seasons, 13, 14 seasons. It's time for a new group to take over and we'll follow them and yada, yada, yada. I think they're weighing their options. I think they're looking into that being a possibility. But in the end, as of right now, I still believe they should end Rick's story and the group's story when it's time, when the story's done in 15 total seasons, give or take 12 or 15, and then come back a year later with a completely new cast and follow them. Maybe introduce a character for the final season that's only in a couple episodes. He has some one-on-one time with Rick. Rick really changes the way this dude thinks or something, and then the dude leaves, and then you start up a new season following that guy. You make it to the point where he meets up with Rick Grimes, and then you follow him after on his travels and shit. You know what I mean? But as far as 20 seasons being too long, this is where I will completely agree that there's a lot of concern that it might be, because with the novel, the comic, the show, the video games, what else we got? The companion series, we are seeing way too much repetitive story. And we're not just talking about characters surviving in an apocalypse. That's what we want. But we're seeing way too many people do the same shit. You know what I mean? And that is what they need to avoid. And I think if they avoid that on the main show, that's my main concern right now. The main show, number one, not the companion, not the video game, the main show. Well, probably the main show in the comic. As long as the main show continues to be original and fresh for 15 or 20 seasons, as long as it's fresh and good writing, I will be right there supporting it, absolutely. Speaking of the popularity of The Walking Dead, if you guys looked at how popular it is on social media, all the other shows they had, it's like this big. Boom, 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 boom. The Walking Dead, no shit. I'm going to make a video on it. It's this damn big for how much we interact about The Walking Dead on social media. It's crazy. All right, a couple last comments here. We got only 2 minutes. Does the leader of the ranch support growing weed? If not, do those kids get the weed from not growing on the ranch? Well, if they're on the ranch, they have to grow it. There's no one to buy it from, so they gotta grow it. That might be a plot hole. Dolphin Smooth. Is anybody considering the geography involved? Rick's group barely made it to DC. I don't know what you're putting that question towards, maybe the whispers, but the truth is a lot of fans do not think about the geography. There's still, and I'm not saying every one of you, there's still a lot of fans that believe Atlanta or where Beth died is, you know, a hop, skip, and a jump away from where they are now, and they don't think about the fact that they are far apart in the world of The Walking Dead. They film right there. They film where the prison is. They film where this is, but in the world of The Walking Dead, they're far away. I'm sorry, but when they kill off Rick, Carol, Daryl, Michonne, Maggie, viewers will be done with the show. A lot of viewers would be, yeah. And this is, again, what I'm saying right now. You are talking with the emotions of a fan in the current day. If they run out the story to where you accept it moving on, the story of Michonne is gone. The story of Daryl has completed. The story of this, there will be a day one day where you're like, you know what, I want to see the stories of these characters conclude, and you'll be excited that they're coming up with a new show. Now, if you're saying no, you'll never be, then okay, I'm partially there with you. Entering the world of The Walking Dead with Rick, it's so important to me as a fan. I don't think I will ever love another character in another character's story. I don't think I'll be connected to that as much as I was with Rick in the world of The Walking Dead. And that cast, all of them, that cast, because there's something special there. This is very different and special than just a whole new cast, you know what I mean? And it goes beyond that storytelling. It goes way beyond. It bleeds over into your real world, you know what I mean? When it first started, a lot of us wanted a great zombie movie. You know what I mean? When I first sat down to write Doomsday Kingdom, The Walking Dead was not on TV, and the one goal I had, I wrote it down in the top corner of like the first page, and it literally said, and this is it, a zombie movie that makes people cry. That was my only goal. And what I meant by that is to have a realistic, like, you know how they have drama movies that people take so serious, they win awards. Zombie movies are not looked like today, let alone back then. Back then they were not taken seriously. It was not serious, you know, Oscar award-winning entertainment. But now we have the potential. And The Walking Dead did that. I no longer need that as a goal. The Walking Dead beat that to the punch, absolutely. There could have been other independent movies and shit that beat even The Walking Dead, but what I'm saying is that bleeds into our lives as something more special, and another show, another group of characters is just not going to knock that off that pedestal until maybe a few generations have gone by, you know what I mean? It's stupid to leave a TV show just because your favorite character died. Yes and no. I've said that about Daryl fans. If you're here for Daryl, you're not a fan of The Walking Dead. You're just not. The truth, and it's not an insult. It's the truth. If you only watch The Walking Dead for Daryl and Daryl only, you are not a fan of The Walking Dead. You are a super fan of Daryl Dixon. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. I'm a massive fan of Rick. One of my big complaints, though, or where I kind of disagree, though, is if you kill the wrong character, you kill or hurt the story in a big way. Like if you killed Rick, in the lineup with Negan, the story's crushed. I don't think it can recover. So in one aspect, Tom, I agree with you. It's stupid to leave a TV show because your favorite character has died, and but I also kind of disagree. If the character we're talking about ruins the show's story and the flow of the story and everything, then yeah, it might be good to leave. When Opie got it in Sons, I was like, I'm done. I quit for 2 weeks. But that's because they had so much potential with his story, and I do disagree with Kurt Sutter's decision to kill him. I think they could have done something different to still achieve what they got. Ronnie, will Rick ever find out how to say his own son's name? He says it just fine. Okay, we went a minute over. Will Nick's junkie background doing you think he made a good leader? Oh, fuck, what? No, I don't think he makes a good leader in the future. Nothing I've seen right now makes Nick a leader. I kind of feel like he has kind of went backwards a little bit. It felt like in the Colonia he was something, and then once he got the people killed, now it kind of feels like he has changed. He's back to being like helpless, Anyway. Bloodline series review. I'm gonna try, but season 1 is a masterpiece. Season 2 and 3, meh. I think there's some good stuff. I like how, I think there's some good stuff, but nothing tops season 1. They probably should have just stopped after that. I was so excited for 2 and 3, but season 1 is just fuck, man. It's a masterpiece. Rick Dies right. Robert Kirkman is a true genius, and no one will be able to exceed his creation of this universe and these amazing characters he came up with. That's possible, It's possible no one will ever. In my opinion, I don't think somebody's going to come along that can make better characters and a better story than what Robert Kirkman has already done. I might like what the other person does, but then again, why are we even talking about this? No one's going to write the Walking Dead comic, except for Robert Kirkman. So, no one's going to exceed his creation in this universe. No one else is writing his story. But the TV show and the companion show, if that's what you mean with the companion show, yeah, I love The Walking Dead and those characters way more than I'm connected to Fear the Walking Dead. So, but there's some fans that might disagree. They might like that better, you know what I mean? Hey, Ronnie, do you think Alpha is Madison? I'm convinced now. Fuck you. No, not at all. Not at all. Do you watch The Walking Dead Passage? No, I don't. I never watched that scene where Opie died. Too sad and brutal. Christopher Walken said years ago he loves zombie movies. One of his favorites. Ron, thank you for finally catching my Q&A. I'm behind on the show. Didn't know he's pussied up again. Yeah. What about the Discord shit? Any good? That girl wearing glasses? I don't, because I didn't want to look so desperate. Have you watched The Strain? No, I tried The Strain in season 1. I just couldn't get into it. Yeah, I don't know what Discord is. I think that's something where you can call in. I'm going to look into that. Wasn't that camera shot of Madison and Jeremiah looking up at the night sky was smoking a beautiful camera shot? Yeah, sure. Ugh. What happened to your ponytail? Yeah, the ponytail, I was going to film a short with some people, but I was moving, the short got delayed, so I just shaved it. I don't like hair. Hair is just a pain in the ass to deal with. I've had my head shaved my entire life, and I love it. You wake up, you go. I don't got to mess with nothing. I only grew my hair out for a little role in an independent, short that people were filming. But I moved and I cut it because I'm not dealing with that if it's not for a reason. Jacob Nelson, Ronnie, how do you feel about McFarlane Toys stopping production on the 5-inch TV figures? They didn't. They didn't. They're coming out with new ones. They slowed production down heavily, yeah, but they didn't stop. And at this point in time, I don't care. I just don't care. I think the 5-inch figures, I love them so much for the world of The Walking Dead, but I think the market is growing in a way where they're weak. They don't hold up. They're too fragile. They're too small. The detail's not good enough. The paint's not good enough. And we're talking about the 5-inch articulated. If NECA took over the Walking Dead figures and started over tomorrow, I would happily rebuy and collect even all the other figures I've bought from McFarlane Toys if they were done in the NECA's style. One thing I think McFarlane Toys does the weathering a million times better than anyone I've ever seen. And when they do the detail on the face, I think it's also better than what I've seen. NECA's, their faces kind of look like dolls. It has that weird plastic look, but they're getting, every friggin' time I see something new come out, they're getting better and better. So at this point, when it comes to the figures, I don't care anymore. They don't make the 5-inch like they used to, and the 7-inch are little mini statues that are just so annoying. I have them all here, and I don't even like that display because you can't do shit with Rick. He just got to face in that one frickin' way. What did the showrunners want to accomplish by killing off Travis? What was the point of his death? The point of killing off Travis was to... I hope you guys don't mind. I went on an extra 10 minutes or so, 10-15 minutes. I might even go on an extra 5 more minutes, but we will stop it in a few minutes here because I got to make sure that little one's going to bed and she's not staying up. Never mind. But anyway, I'm trying to just do this thing where I give her some responsibility and let her do some things. But anyway, with Travis's death, that was supposed to give them a reason to stay at the ranch 100%, but it's also supposed to kick Madison into gear to have her volunteer. If Travis was there, she might not have volunteered. I still think she'd volunteer. I still think that was an easy way to... I still think there was an easy way to manipulate the story to keep it what they were going to do and still keep Travis alive. But that's all it is. It keeps them at the ranch. Travis died getting them there. And then it makes her go out to get revenge from the people who shot them down. Now, if you would have injured Travis in a way, like disfigured him, had a bullet come up, skin half his face off, I think she would still go out, have him still wounded badly, sitting at the ranch on the verge of dying. She'd go out. You'd do the same story. Anyway, I'm going to shut up about Travis's death. I'm so not happy about his death story-wise. Travis is dead and gone, y'all. Stop putting so much doomsday info out there. You're giving too much away. No, but this is all stuff we've already put out to promote it. Trust me. Trust me, that's not even scratching the top of the iceberg, bud. Spin 2020. Please speak up if something's hard to catch them all, even if you know to come for sure. Travis is gone. Travis, Ronnie. Wait, thanks, Ronnie. I was talking about Fearcast becoming the Whisperers reverse Oregon Trail. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't like the Whisperer thing, though. 5 inches is okay, size doesn't matter. Yes, it does. Daniel Salazar is coming back to kick ass. I'm happy about that. I'm real happy that he's coming back. He never should have left, but anyway. What is your favorite Walking Dead episode? Mine is probably the pilot because of the nostalgia to that. I love it. I could watch it time and time again. After that, it's probably the season 7 premiere. Probably one of my all-time favorites, if not my most favorite episode. Alicia can die, don't care. Alicia can die, don't care. Do you think The Walking Dead... Alicia's here to stay. If they don't kill Alicia off, you know what I mean, in the middle, either her or Nick gotta go. They claim there's a big death coming. Maybe they were talking about Travis, but I could have sworn I seen a new article that said towards the end of this season there's going to be a death that's a shadow over the show, over the show. Maybe they were talking about Travis, but I truly feel like killing off Alicia would have been more impactful for the fans to be like, wow, they're not playing any games. Travis, you just pissed off most people. Every comment I see pretty much is fans not happy about that. And we're not talking not happy in the way that they were not happy with Glenn, you know what I mean? Because they loved him. It's totally different. Do you think the Walking Dead crew will try to make the TV Whisperers the scariest group we've come across and most brutal, or could it be both? Yeah, they have to. They have to. Yeah, you can't not make the Whisperers brutal. You just can't. Do you accept Allah as the one true? No. You're in timeout too. Just because you talk about religion. Get out of here. Do you think Ophelia killed Travis? Again, I don't know. If they go that direction, I'm just, what? Ophelia is with the people in the ranch. The people that are in the helicopter are people in the ranch. If they were shooting at their own people, it just doesn't make any sense, you know? If that's the direction they go, I'm just dumbfounded. Filmmaker wannabes. Do you think Travis' death would have been better if the helicopter daughter died while being shot down and he was attacked by the zombies after the... No. My main I said the Travis's death was filmed beautiful. I thought it was beautiful. Go back and watch that video I made. Beautiful. Travis being the one to die at this point in the story, I think that is a horrible decision. So instead, having him eaten by zombies, I think that's still bad. You rock, Ronnie. Still want a Ronnie bobblehead. That would be cool. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to make sure you get the most out of it. I don't know what you're talking about. Ooh, episode is starting. Do you think that Travis died? Okay, here we go. Make sure you get the... Wait, fucking psychopath. Oh, man, I'm just reading. Size doesn't matter. Yes, it does. Nick should have gone to Bible study. Laugh out loud. Get high on Jesus. They better turn that gore back up. I agree with that. Alicia, is Lydia confirmed? No. Dude, this slow chat mod is pointless, dude. I mean, you got like 1,000 people spamming and shit, then okay, I guess. But right now, it's just annoying, bro. We're all civilized here. I don't see what the big deal is. Paul... Where are you at? Paul Harmon. Dude, please. Okay? I don't know what you mean. My favorite issue is 127. Mine's 132. There's a cover right there. And they're wearing Whisperer masks. That is awesome. Alright. Hey, Ronnie, have you seen the Walmart exclusive Bloody Negan color top variant? Do you know if it's released everywhere? Negan wasn't supposed to be released until September. I don't know what the hell that's about. But Mr. Evil Cheese did a review on it, and I watched it. The paint job looks horrible, but I'm still excited to get my hands on it. My Walmart just stocked the color tops Red Wave like a month and a half ago. Across town, I know a friend from a Facebook group. He lives like 30 minutes across town. He's the one I think sent Mr. Evil Cheese, so I'm baffled because I'm 30 minutes away. My area gets shit months after my buddy from Facebook, and he's only 30 minutes away. I feel like if I drive across town, they get all the shit, but in my area, we never get the Walking Dead stuff, so I don't know. But no, I haven't seen them in stores, you know? Act like a 5-year-old, you get put out in time, you get put in timeout like a 5-year-old. That's funny. I'm going to make that the slogan here. Travis's death made no sense. Do you think Madison went to the group to crash site to find Travis's body? No, I think she went to find who shot it down to get revenge. Mark Grant. I think the actor who plays Travis wanted to move on for some reason. Well, he's doing the Avatar sequels, but I do think there's a chance you can do both. What do you think about the Negan video that was released? Real or fake? It's fake. I'm doing a video. I might have got 70 messages about that. I'm gonna go on IMDb and find the video, the movies where they pulled that from, and we will confirm that it's fake. Q&A, you inspired me to start my channel up. It's my kids and me. I want your thoughts on what would make it better, doing funny clips, a family vlog. Any good advice for a noob? Do any of the challenges. If you're doing a channel with kids, any challenge, and it'll be fine. Kids love that stuff, and you'll get a ton of views. Fear the Walking Dead 4, he's an exclusive.
3 p.m. challenges.
I'm going to do the kick you in the butt challenge for not going to bed.
3 a.m. challenge.
You don't know what you're talking about.
3 a.m. challenge.
3 a.m. challenge? Is that what you're doing? You staying up till 3 a.m. challenge?
Yeah.
Do you think in the future they're going to make an animated series of The Walking Dead 100% faithful to the comics? That would be awesome. Yes, I do. I do. And I want to work on that one day. I want to be the voice of Dwight. I'm calling it now. Please. Come on. Oh, damn. The delay get me every time. Those Bible study people are crazy. Like, don't be crazy. In the midst who is also religious. I'm religious. I believe in God, but I don't get all crazy about it. You think Strand will be long for the show? Yeah, at this point, yeah, unless he's only there to bring Danny back and then die. I don't know. I think he's going to be here for a few more seasons. Are questions for The Walking Dead related only in this? I'd like to keep it mostly that for these, and the other questions we do for the other. Besides, we're only 4 minutes into the ending, so... Oh, excuse me. Do you believe it's time for South Park to do a episode ripping off The Walking Dead? Sure. I'm surprised they didn't do that already. Do you think Madison might be pregnant? She was puking in the second episode. They made a big deal over Strand delivering a baby. No, Madison was puking because of Travis's death. Walking Dead movie would be so lit. Why is Gimple being showrunner for season 4? Does that lead to something bigger? No. Sharp Striker. No. Where are you getting your info from? I think this is like the third question that was kind of... Scott Gimple is not a showrunner. He is going to be an executive producer, which doesn't mean anything. It's just a name. I mean, it could. They have input. But like I said, I've watched plenty of reviews where people are like, yeah, I'm a executive producer on this, and I just, I'm barely there. I don't do anything because I'm doing all these other projects. So I don't. I could be wrong. He could be in there advising a little bit. I think he will advise a little bit, but I don't think he's going to be hands-on. Hey, Ronnie, same here. Can't find any Walking Dead collectibles at my Walmart or Target. It fucking sucks. Yeah, listen, all my stores have Red Wave. And then the Toys R Us, that's all they have. They have Red Wave and the Assassin's Creed movie guy. And then the Toys R Us, they are fully stocked with all of McFarlane toy stuff. Nobody's buying it, and I don't know. I get so frustrated because if they would have just done, if they would have done them exactly how they are, detailed and everything, but with articulation instead, they'd be flying off the shelves. It doesn't make any sense. My Toys R Us is stocked full of every single figure they released. Including everything. Spawn it's like this. It hasn't moved in months. The Ghost in the Shell, no, not Ghost in the Shell. Naruto. It's like this. Hey Ronnie, same here. Did you like Gretchen and her Bible study pals in the bunker? They felt like Brokejaw Ranch's version of the Anderson kids and his friends. I didn't like or hate them. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the scene, but I didn't get enough from the characters to like or hate the characters. I just got like the beginning of some type of vibe, you know what I mean? They felt a little weird and strange, but I'm interested to see where the story goes with those characters. I don't watch Fear the Walking Dead. I saw the beginning of episode 3 of Fear the Walking Dead where Travis dies, and I was like, well, he died. Well, I read that. Speaking of deaths that make no sense, Andrea and Dale's demise still pisses me off to this day. It's the movie Possession, the Negan thing. Oh, thank you. So when I do that video tomorrow, I don't have to do much research. I can just look it up. You know what tipped me off is how different he is. That's definitely a few years old, at least 5 or something. Maybe not, but he looks so much different. I think Ophelia is the missing alpha group they're going out looking for. Take over, Juliet, take over. Ronnie Hayes for Dwight. Hell yeah. Tell Juliet if she doesn't go to bed, you're going to shave her head off to look more like her dad. Is Daniel hallucinating, or did he really come back? Yeah, he's really back. The one thing I despise in Fear the Walking Dead is the family kept getting separated a lot. Yeah, I don't like that either. Just stick together and kill some people. If you get separated only for a few hours, a couple days, don't get spread out, because now it's getting too ridiculous that oh look, Danny ran into Strand. I bet you Danny and Strand run into Ophelia and group. The one, Ronnie, not Walking Dead related, but I recently watched an older video of yours where you're rocking a long hair. You ever going to bring that back? No, not unless... The only time I will ever grow my hair back, and I will be straight up honest, is if I ever get an acting gig and they want someone with long hair. But I am going more for writing and stuff like that down the line. I would like to direct something, so that's probably never going to happen. How different do you think the show would be if Darabont remained showrunner up until season 8? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There's so much that is rumored about what they were going to do in season 2. I love what Frank Darabont has done a lot, not just with The Walking Dead, but with so much other stuff. But there's also some really, really problematic stuff they were talking about. Walkers eating themselves. I've talked about this a million times, but trust me, I love Frank Darabont, but there's some things that could have ruined the world of The Walking Dead, like ruined it. But they're only rumors. We don't know how much of that is true, so I don't know. From the look of season 1, I am 50-50 that he would have done amazing. And what I mean by that is I want the comic brought to the screen. Remixed is fine, but I don't want them to deviate from that. There was word that he was going to deviate a lot from that, and that I don't like. Like the CDC is probably one of my all-time... I hate the episode. I just hate it. It feels out of place. It feels like it's from Lost, not The Walking Dead. You know what I mean? I like some of the character interactions, but the CDC, I don't like it. So if Frank Darabont was going to go that direction, that type of direction for more of the story, I don't like it. Why did they not show Maddie and Alicia Nick over Travis's death? Oh, emotion. There's a blue arrow covering what you were writing. I don't know. I don't know. I wish they would have. Alicia will get her eyes shot out. Confirmed. That's enough with the eyes. I don't know what you're talking about, but enough with the eyes. In the world of The Walking Dead, they need to leave people's eyes alone. The one thing that I despise... Oh, yeah, we already read that. Chucky Bride. Wait, what? Off topic. I don't know what you're saying, Tom. Yeah, if you want me to... I think you want me to pick between old horror chicks? Neither. I was in the size right now. Oh. I want to be the voice of Negan. Also, Madison was being mean to Nick. Pissed me off. Well, yeah, now we got the Fear the Walking Dead writing. We have the family split up for dumb reasons, but they do everything they can. They put each other at risk getting to Nick, or the mom does. And then once she gets there, she's a pissy bitch. It's like, oh, God. I love the Guardian Angel callback between Danny and Strand. I didn't like that. I honestly didn't like that. I don't remember him saying that, but I assume he did say that because that's on there. But again, that just felt like we had a great ending, and then that one comeback, I don't know. But that could just be me. That could just be me. I would have just preferred if he was just there, and then it went off. Made a video about Negan's backstory, but it was clips from the movie The Possession, so it was fake, but it was still funny. Hope that helps. Wait, someone made a video. Oh, Rayon is Rayon. Fuck you. Rayon is Rayon. What is he saying? I changed my mind. I am no longer a fan of Carol. I have seen the light. Beth is my one true love, and she will come back from the dead and hook up with Daryl. Confirmed. Huh. That's interesting. Ronnie, you think Travis is a walker now, and we will see one of the family members put him down? I hope not. That fall was so far. I want him to be done. Maybe they find his clothing, and that's it. Ronnie, do whatever you want with your hair. Just don't shave your beard. All right. The only time I shave my beard is to shave it and grow it in fresh. You know, I do that once a year. Other than that, I'm not touching it. Glenn Mazzara already screwed The Walking Dead over. Travis should be a walker. No head injury unless he gets it after falling from the chopper. Listen, it's not just about the head injury. He's shattering bones in his body. Maybe he's not, but still, chances are he can't even walk. You know, his legs are exploded. We've seen that in The Walking Dead where they fall, they crush, and they don't walk anymore. I think that's what happened to Travis. I think the crazy son Troy is going to kill his dad. I definitely think the good son will be Alicia's love interest and the good guy in place of Travis. I disagree with the love interest. I think we don't need the love interest right now. That's me personally, though. I'm against love interest because I feel like it takes on this whole other thing, and it's not necessary unless it's really necessary. Like Maggie and Glenn, I thought that was absolutely necessary and perfect. Even Abraham and Sasha and the Rosita thing, I thought that was necessary and that fit good. And it was good pulling it from the comic. As far as Troy killing his dad, I would hate that because I think that's a bias though. I'm more connected to the actor playing, the dad than I am with the Troy character. And I already and I think that character is more interesting. The one who set this place up, in my opinion, is more interesting than some psycho brat, All right, let's wrap it up here. Last couple questions. Pile it on. Rayon is Rayon. The internet is strange sometimes. Laugh out loud. Yes, the internet is. Daniel said the Guardian Angel line is Strand as a taunt on the boat back in season 2. Okay. I see that. I forgot that. Imagine if Shane was... Wait, no. I see Big Cain and Abel showdown with Troy and his little brother. I have a feeling that Jeremiah loves Troy more than his other son, too. Yeah, I'm getting the feeling of a showdown between brothers. Imagine if Shane was still alive and Negan, Lucille, Lori in front of Rick, Shane, and Carl. That would have been friggin' awesome to see that shit. There was more bite from the Penguins and Predators, Stanley Cup. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm still mad they screwed up TV Andrea. Imagine the potential and badassery. Yeah, I'm still mad about that, too. I guess the hard chicks question was too immature for you, wasn't it, Ron? No, I just don't have a preference. Like, don't take that any different way. I seriously don't care about either one of the hard chicks. Jennifer Tilly was better in Liar Liar than Bride of Chucky. Bride of Chucky was dumb. Why would Troy and Elvira? I was not even close to a fan of that growing up. So that's like asking me about Power Rangers. I just didn't watch it. Why were Troy and Nick wrestling around and laughing after Nick nearly shot him? They were doing this ambiguous. They kind of bonded, but it was probably a writer who needed to do that but didn't know how to do that, so they just went with something that was strange. And it was strange. Ronnie, if you could make up a new character for the show, what would they be, good or bad? They'd be bad. They would be a bad guy that hid it to live in the good group. Well, Michonne and Carol have aspects of the comic interest. I think Cliff Davis got out just in time. What did you think the game finale? I didn't watch any game. I don't know what you guys are talking about. This season has heavy Cain and Abel vibe. What aspect of Andrea does Carol have? What aspects of Andrea does Carol have? I don't know. All right, we are, what did I miss? We are finishing this up. We're almost at 2 hours. I gotta go. That's actually 40 minutes long. Well, no, it's 37 minutes longer than I was planning on going. Ratings on tonight's episode. I said it was good. It was okay. That's it. Just okay. Not mind-blowing. 6 out of 10, somewhere around there. Not higher than that, though. For me, 5 is a meh. 6 is good. All right, so to finish this out, I want to let you guys know that I don't like having... I think it's dumb to have different channels for a YouTuber. A channel has different shows on it, but there is some stuff I do want to post that's more like the behind-the-scenes stuff, some stuff with that maybe the map audience just doesn't want, as far as the main audience that's here for The Walking Dead and other shows. So I am going to be posting some of those videos on the Ronnie Hayes channel. I'm going to try to put the link, the first thing in the video description down below. Once we get 1,000 subscribers on the Ronnie Hayes channel, I think we can do live videos. We can do longer than 15 minutes. So I need at least 1,000 people to go ahead and subscribe to that, so that way we can do monetization over there and live and longer than 15. And it's not going to be a lot. We're not splitting the videos up on this channel or that channel. I'm just uploading some bonus videos, ones that we don't have to worry about if it's going to fit in here and there. So go ahead and find the link down below. If it's not there, I will definitely go to find it. And yes, I will be doing GOT reviews in did you watch Daredevil? I watched Daredevil. I will be doing Game of Thrones reviews this July, starting for the new season. I can't wait. I'm excited. But anyway, you can find all... An announcement. Hold on. You can find all the links down below. Absolutely. I think that's it. Thank you very much for the support. 100%. Yeah, no one cares about hockey, bruh. What's your announcement?
My announcement is We have to get 1,000 subscribers.
So tell them, go. Sub.
Go and click that subscribe button and thumbs up every video we make. Every video.
All 1,700 videos? That's a lot of videos, bro. Look at your hair. We gotta go to bed. Say goodnight.
Whatever video you see that's like, well, just click that subscribe button.
Okay. This is why we edit the videos. All right, guys. Thank you very much for coming. Remember, every night after Fear the Walking Dead, we're going to do the live chit-chat, and I do my first impression review. Go check out the Ronnie Hayes channel, and I don't even know what else to say. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. All right, good night.
Do that subscribe button.
Dab it.
Ow.
You hit me. Okay, go ahead. I won't mess up your dab.
Okay, ready, set, here we go, dab.
Oh, jeez. Good night, guys. Thank you for coming by.
Good night, and click that subscribe button. Wait, don't let the thumbs up hit you on the butt on your way out.